It's a new week and we are coming up on a new season, so it's time for a refresh. Today we are going to be taking down the veggie garden from summer, cleaning up some things that have overgrown and overtaken, and finally we are going to plant some fun and unique survival crops for the cooler days. I'm also going to highlight some of my plant failures this year, so I hope you will stick around and enjoy the fresh, crisp air with me as we get some things done outside. First thing I think I'm going to try to do is harvest some of this horseradish. I put this in maybe at the beginning of the year. I know nothing about growing horseradish. It was sort of just an experiment. So if you're like a horseradish expert, you can rate me in the comments. But I think it's ready. In a lot of places they say to harvest the horseradish at the first frost, but we don't really have a first frost here. So I read, because it doesn't get cold, but I did read that when they start to get these fern-like leaves that look almost like celery leaves, that it's time to harvest. And my kids have been pulling off the big leaves, so anyway, I'm going to try to pull it out. If you can't hear it, I have a cold, so I think it's the perfect time. I've decided that means it's the perfect time because I need the horseradish to open up my nose. Okay. That's not the way. Oh my gosh, it smells. Okay. I can smell. Okay, this is where the big one is. So far I mostly got a bunch of what I'm going to call horseradish pasta. I'm going to go clean it up and see how much of it we can eat. Alright, don't mind the dirt. I'm going to go ahead and say these guys were not actually ready, but I'm going to use them anyway because obviously I pulled them up, and lesson learned for next year, give them more space and wait a little longer. I'm going to peel these babies. Oh, there's a hair. The hair is falling out a lot after COVID, so that's just wonderful. I find my hair everywhere. Can't wait for that to stop. Another fun thing that happened just a couple weeks ago, our chickens laid their first egg, and at first we were getting like 1 egg a day. We couldn't figure out which chicken was laying it, but now we're getting like 6 eggs a day. So I guess they're all starting to lay now. P. Allen Smith, who's my homie, because he's from Arkansas like me, he said to use gloves when you do this, but I'm not doing that. I think this is going to be enough for a trial run. Oh! Oh! Woo! Okay. Oh! Oh no! I breathed through here and that was a mistake. Okay, it's pretty pungent. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see, but my eyes are like literally tearing. When I took off this lid, it was like a cloud. It was like a horseradish bomb. Like, you know how horseradish like usually burns your sinuses? Like when I whiffed this in, it didn't just burn my sinuses, it like burned down the back of my throat. So crazy. Speaking of failures, have you ever seen such a big tomato plant with no tomatoes on it? First attempt at loofah, also a fail. This plant did not do very good here. So now that we have gone over some of the failures, I'm going to show you some of the things we are going to attempt to grow this fall. These are veggies from Baker Creek, and I tried to go for some unique winter crops so we would have something exciting to show and to look forward to eating. Now keep in mind that I am in zone 11A, so we have a fairly mild winter, and that will reflect in some of the things that I'm able to plant here. First up are these mustard greens. I am so excited to plant these things. I have some southern giant mustard as well as some Japanese giant red mustard. I'm a sucker for giant plants in general, so I thought that these would be exciting for myself and for my kids. Next on the list is 1,000 head kale, and I was intrigued by this for a similar reason. It is huge. Look at these leaves. I'm so excited to watch this take off and hopefully take over. I'm also planting turnips for the first time ever. This is called a Navone yellow cabbage turnip. I think that's how you say it. Some refer to it as a rutabaga, which is obviously much more fun and easy to say. But either way, it's big and supposedly easy to grow, and it has a nice vibrant color. Very excited to see how it turns out and how it tastes. I'm also throwing down some dandelion greens because they are super nutritious and they're very easy to grow. Finally, we have a few others that I will just toss out here and see if we can come up with something to eat. Please, please let at least one of these work out.
So hard to see from the moment we arrive. Cornelia, you are one who will survive. When time's been bad, you put smiles on everyone.
And that about wraps it up for this work week in the garden. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.
End of all I should have done.